Over 4,000 years ago, beneath the soft glow of the Egyptian sun, there lived a man whose name would almost vanish into myth. His name was Imhotep, a thinker, a healer, and a builder, living in ancient Memphis, along the gentle curves of the Nile.
Imhotep's mind wandered where few had ever dared. In an age when homes were made of mud brick and temples rose from reeds, he imagined something bold, structures that could touch eternity. As chief architect to Pharaoh Djoser, Imhotep quietly designed a monument that had never existed before, the Step Pyramid of Saqqara. A pyramid made not of soft clay, but of stone, layer upon layer, stacked carefully, skyward. It was the first pyramid, a design that would echo through centuries of Egyptian grandeur. His vision transformed architecture itself. Imhotep pioneered the use of carved limestone blocks, a material stronger and more permanent than anything widely used before. His innovation marked the beginning of large-scale stone construction, a revolution not just in Egypt, but in human history. But his brilliance did not end with stone. Imhotep was also a physician, centuries ahead of his time. Ancient scrolls whisper of his understanding of surgery, herbal medicine, and wound care long before such knowledge was thought possible. He wrote treatises that calmly described diagnosis and treatment, far removed from the magical thinking of his day. In the dim corridors of history, Imhotep quietly became the first recorded polymath, an architect, engineer, doctor, priest, and astronomer, all held within the mind of a single man. Yet time, as always, moved on. As dynasties rose and fell, Imhotep's name faded from clear memory. Later generations deified him as a god of medicine, blending fact with legend, until eventually only fragments of his true story remained, scattered in worn hieroglyphs and lost papyri. Centuries later, scholars would realize that Imhotep's methods in both stone and science formed the quiet foundation of fields we know today. His step pyramid became the blueprint for Egypt's iconic monuments. His medical writings, though fragmented, whispered of rational healing long before Hippocrates, a forgotten genius whose silent ideas still shape the world beneath our feet and within our veins. And now, let us drift further in time to another quiet mind whose brilliance softly shaped the world. In the 3rd century BCE, amidst the scholarly halls of Alexandria, a man named Eratosthenes dared to measure the immeasurable. Without satellites or modern instruments, he sought to determine the Earth's circumference using only shadows and simple geometry. Eratosthenes learned that in Siena, modern-day Aswan, the sun cast no shadow at noon during the summer solstice, illuminating the bottom of deep wells. Meanwhile, in Alexandria, shadows were present at the same time. By measuring the angle of the shadow in Alexandria and knowing the distance between the two cities, he applied basic geometry to estimate the Earth's circumference. His calculation was astonishingly accurate, deviating less than 1% from modern measurements. Beyond his geographical feats, Eratosthenes was a true polymath. He devised the sieve of Eratosthenes to identify prime numbers, contributed to astronomy, and served as the chief librarian at the famed Library of Alexandria, nurturing the intellectual growth of the era. Eratosthenes' innovative spirit exemplifies the power of observation and reason. His legacy endures, reminding us that with curiosity and intellect, even the vastness of the earth can be comprehended. In the 3rd century BCE, amidst the scholarly halls of Alexandria, Apollonius of Perga embarked on a journey that would forever alter the landscape of geometry. Known as the Great Geometer, his meticulous studies laid the foundation for understanding the curves that emerge when a plane intersects a cone. Apollonius's seminal work, Conic, introduced a systematic study of conic sections. He identified and named the 4 fundamental curves: the circle, ellipse, parabola, and hyperbola. Through rigorous analysis, he explored their properties, relationships, and applications, providing a comprehensive framework that influenced centuries of mathematical thought. While Apollonius's contributions to geometry are widely recognized, his influence extended into astronomy and optics. His exploration of conic sections provided insights into planetary motions and the behavior of light, bridging the gap between abstract mathematics and the physical world. Apollonius's work exemplifies the power of analytical thought and its capacity to unravel the complexities of the universe. His legacy endures, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge can illuminate the most intricate patterns of nature. In the 5th century CE, amidst the scholarly traditions of ancient India, Aryabhata emerged as a beacon of knowledge. His groundbreaking contributions laid the foundation for modern astronomy and mathematics. At the age of 23, Aryabhata composed the Aryabhatiya, a concise work that encapsulated his extensive knowledge. In it, he introduced the concept of zero as a numeral, revolutionizing arithmetic. He also provided accurate approximations for pi and calculated the length of the solar year with remarkable precision. Aryabhata proposed that the Earth rotates on its axis, a concept centuries ahead of its time. He accurately explained the causes of eclipses and described the moon's illumination as a reflection of sunlight, challenging prevailing geocentric views. Aryabhata's work influenced subsequent generations of scholars in India and beyond. His name was honored when India's first satellite was named Aryabhata, a testament to his enduring impact on science and technology. Aryabhata's legacy endures as a testament to the power of inquiry and intellect. His contributions continue to inspire scientists and mathematicians around the world. In the early 9th century, Al-Khwarizmi authored Kitab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala, the compendious book on calculation by completion and balancing, a seminal work that introduced systematic solutions to linear and quadratic equations. His methods emphasized the use of balance and completion, concepts that were revolutionary at the time. This treatise not only provided practical solutions for everyday problems, but also established algebra as a distinct mathematical discipline. Al-Khwarizmi's influence extended beyond algebra. His works played a crucial role in introducing the Hindu-Arabic numeral system to the Western world. By translating and expanding upon Indian mathematical texts, he facilitated the adoption of a more efficient numeral system, replacing the cumbersome Roman numerals. This transformation was pivotal in advancing mathematical computations and scientific progress. The term algebra itself is derived from al-jabr, one of the operations he used in solving equations. Al-Khwarizmi's contributions laid the groundwork for future developments in mathematics and computer science, earning him the title Father of Algebra. His legacy endures, reflecting the enduring impact of his intellectual endeavors. In 1302 CE, Zheng Han unveiled his most remarkable invention, a seismoscope capable of detecting earthquakes hundreds of miles away. This device, resembling a bronze vessel, adorned with dragon heads and frog mouths, utilized a pendulum mechanism to register seismic activity. When an earthquake occurred, a ball would drop from a dragon's mouth into the mouth of a frog, signaling the direction of the tremor. This ingenious contraption was the first of its kind in the world. Beyond his mechanical inventions, Zhang Heng made significant strides in geography and cartography. He is credited with improving the accuracy of maps by introducing a coordinate system, laying the groundwork for future developments in Chinese cartography. Zhang Heng's contributions to science and technology have left an indelible mark on history. His innovations in seismology and astronomy were centuries ahead of their time. In recognition of his achievements, a lunar crater and an asteroid have been named in his honor, ensuring his legacy endures for generations to come. In the 1st century CE, Heron of Alexandria crafted the Aeolipile, a spherical vessel mounted on a stand with 2 bent tubes. When heated, steam expelled through the tubes caused the sphere to rotate, demonstrating the principles of jet propulsion centuries before its industrial application. Heron also designed a hydraulic device known as Heron's fountain. By utilizing air pressure and water flow, the fountain produced a continuous stream of water without any external power source, showcasing early principles of fluid dynamics. Among his other inventions, Heron created the first known programmable cart. This automaton was powered by a falling weight and could follow a predetermined path, representing an early form of robotics. Heron's contributions laid foundational principles for mechanics and automation. His inventive spirit continues to inspire engineers and inventors, reflecting the enduring legacy of his work. In the late Eastern Han Dynasty, a physician emerged whose medical prowess would earn him the title Divine Physician. Hadishou Tuo, born in 40 CE, in Chao County, modern-day Bojo Anhui, dedicated his life to advancing Chinese medicine through innovative treatments and surgical techniques. Hua Tuo was well-versed in Chinese classics and initially pursued a career in administration. However, his passion for healing led him to study medicine extensively across Shu province, encompassing parts of present-day Jiangsu and Shandong. Rejecting offers for high-ranking positions, he chose to practice medicine, focusing on the well-being of the common people. Among his notable contributions, Hua Tuo is credited with developing the Wuqing Si, or 5 animal frolics, a series of exercises inspired by the movements of the tiger, deer, bear, ape, and crane. These exercises aimed to promote physical health and longevity. In surgery, Hua Tuo was groundbreaking. He is believed to be the first in China to use anesthesia during operations. His herbal concoction, Mei Fei Sun, combined wine with a blend of herbs, inducing a state of unconsciousness in patients, allowing him to perform surgeries without causing pain. One of the most renowned stories of Hua Tuo involves the warlord Cao Cao, who suffered from chronic headaches. Hua Tuo diagnosed a tumor in Cao Cao's brain and recommended surgery. However, Cao Cao, fearing for his life, had Hua Tuo imprisoned and eventually executed. Despite the tragic end, all Ku's legacy endures. He is revered as a Shen Ye, Sen Yi, or divine physician in Chinese culture. His contributions to medicine, particularly in anesthesia and surgical techniques, have influenced generations of medical practitioners. In the Eastern Han Dynasty, Ban Zhao emerged as a trailblazer in Chinese historiography. Born in 48 CE, she became the first known female historian in China. leaving a profound impact on Chinese literature and historical scholarship. Banzhou hailed from a distinguished family of scholars. Her father Banzhou initiated the monumental Book of Hamel, and her brother Banzhou continued his work. After her husband's death, Banzhou devoted herself to scholarship, contributing significantly to her family's legacy. Banzhou's most renowned work is Lessons for Women New Ji, a treatise offering guidance on the conduct and education of women. Written in her later years, it emphasizes virtues such as humility, diligence, and propriety, reflecting Confucian ideals. She also completed the Book of Han Shu after her brother's passing, ensuring the continuation of this critical historical record. Her contributions were instrumental in shaping the historiographical traditions of China. Banzhou's works have influenced generations, particularly her Lessons for Women, which became a standard text for educating women in traditional Chinese society. Despite its patriarchal perspectives, her writings provided a framework for women's roles and education. There was works of N.Sev Coles. Banzhou's legacy endures as a scholar who navigated the complexities of her time to contribute significantly to Chinese historiography and literature, paving the way for future generations of women in academia. In the 10th century, a Persian polymath emerged, whose contributions to medicine, philosophy, and science would resonate through the centuries. Avicenna, known in his native Persian as Ibn Sina, was born in 980 CE in Afshana, near Bukhara, in present-day Uzbekistan. From a young age, Ibn Sina exhibited exceptional intellectual abilities. By the age of 10, he had memorized the Quran and mastered Arabic grammar. His pursuit of knowledge led him to study various subjects, including logic, mathematics, and medicine, under the guidance of esteemed scholars. Avicenna's most significant work in medicine is the Kitab al-Qanun, Thir, al-Tib, the Canon of Medicine, a comprehensive medical encyclopedia that systematized medical knowledge of the time. It served as a standard reference in both the Islamic world and Europe for centuries. In this work, he introduced concepts such as the contagious nature of infectious diseases and the importance of quarantine in preventing their spread. He also emphasized the use of clinical trials and systematic observation in medical practice. Beyond medicine, Avicenna made substantial contributions to philosophy and science. His interpretations of Aristotle's works bridged Greek philosophy and Islamic thought, influencing both Islamic and Western philosophical traditions. He also made advancements in astronomy, mathematics, and chemistry, laying the groundwork for future scientific exploration. Avicenna's influence extended beyond his lifetime. His works were translated into Latin and Hebrew, becoming central texts in European universities during the Middle Ages. His emphasis on empirical observation and rational thought paved the way for the scientific revolution. Avicenna's legacy endures as a testament to the enduring power of knowledge and inquiry. His contributions continue to inspire scholars and practitioners across various disciplines. In the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, a visionary emerged whose insights would illuminate the path of science for centuries. Ibn al-Haytham, known in the West as Alhazen, was a polymath whose work laid the foundations for modern optics and the scientific method. Born around 965 CE in Basra, in present-day Iraq, Ibn al-Haytham exhibited an insatiable curiosity from a young age. He pursued studies in mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy, eventually serving as a civil servant in Basra. However, his true passion lay in scientific inquiry, leading him to Cairo, where he would conduct his most significant research. During his time in Cairo, Ibn al-Haytham authored his magnum opus, the Kitab al-Mana Yere, or Book of Optics. In this 7-volume treatise, he challenged the prevailing Greek theories of vision, proposing instead that vision occurs when light reflects off an object and enters the eye. He meticulously described the anatomy of the eye and the process of visual perception. His experiments with lenses, mirrors, and refraction not only advanced the understanding of optics, but also introduced a rigorous experimental methodology emphasizing observation and reproducibility. Ibn al-Haytham's emphasis on empirical evidence and systematic experimentation marked a significant departure from the speculative approaches of his predecessors. His methods prefigured the modern scientific method, earning him recognition as a pioneer in scientific inquiry. His works were translated into Latin and influenced European scholars during the Renaissance, cementing his legacy as a bridge between ancient and modern science. Ibn al-Haytham's contributions transcended disciplines, embodying a spirit of inquiry that continues to inspire. His fusion of observation, experimentation, and rationality laid the groundwork for the scientific advancements that followed. Al-Jazari, the ingenious engineer of the Islamic Golden Age. In the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, a visionary engineer emerged, whose mechanical inventions would astonish generations to come. Badi al-Zaman Abu Aliz ibn Ismail ibn al-Razaz al-Jazari, known simply as al-Jazari, was a polymath whose work laid the foundations for modern engineering. Born in 1136 CE in the region of Upper Mesopotamia, al-Jazari served as the chief engineer at the Artuquid court in Diyarbakir, present-day Turkey. His role involved designing and maintaining intricate water-raising machines and clocks, showcasing his exceptional mechanical aptitude. In 1206, al-Jazari compiled his extensive knowledge into a seminal work titled Kitab fi Madrifat al-Hayal al-Handasiyya, the Book of Knowledge of Ingenious Mechanical Devices. This manuscript detailed 100 mechanical devices, complete with illustrations and instructions, reflecting a remarkable blend of artistry and engineering. Among his notable inventions were water clocks, automata, and complex gear systems. His designs not only served practical purposes, but also entertained and amazed, demonstrating the fusion of functionality and creativity. Al-Jazari's work introduced groundbreaking concepts, such as the use of crankshafts, reciprocating motion, and programmable automata. His meticulous documentation and emphasis on empirical observation exemplify an early application of the scientific method in engineering. His designs influenced both Islamic and European engineering, with echoes of his mechanisms found in later technological developments. Al-Jazari's legacy endures through his detailed manuscripts, which have been studied and admired for centuries. His innovative spirit and commitment to blending science with art continue to inspire engineers and inventors worldwide. Al-Jazari's contributions exemplify the ingenuity and creativity of the Islamic Golden Age. His work serves as a testament to the timeless pursuit of knowledge and the boundless possibilities of human innovation. In the heart of the 12th century, a woman emerged whose intellect and creativity transcended the confines of her era. Her name was Hildegard of Bingen, a Benedictine abbess, a mystic, a composer, and a scholar. She illuminated the medieval world with her visionary insights and diverse contributions. Born in 1098 in Bermersheim, Germany, Hildegard was the 10th child of a noble family dedicated to the church. At a young age, she was educated at the Benedictine monastery of Disibodenberg. Her spiritual experiences began early, marked by vivid visions that would later define her life's work. Hildegard's visions, which she described as illuminations from the divine, culminated in 3 major theological works: Scivias, Know the Ways, Liber Vitae Meritorum, Book of Life's Merits, and Liber Divinorum Operum, Book of Divine Works. These texts combined spiritual revelations with intricate illustrations, offering profound insights into the cosmos. humanity, and the divine order. A gifted composer, Hildegard created a rich repertoire of sacred music characterized by soaring melodies and poetic lyrics. Her compositions, compiled in the Symphonia Harmoniae Celestium Revelationum, reflect her mystical experiences and theological insights. Beyond music, Hildegard authored texts on natural history and medicine. Physica and Causae et Curae documented the medicinal properties of plants, animals, and minerals. Her holistic approach to health emphasized the harmony between body, mind, and spirit. Hildegard's influence extended beyond her lifetime, corresponding with popes, emperors, and scholars. She became a respected advisor and spiritual authority. In 2012, Pope Benedict XVI canonized her and declared her a doctor of the Church, recognizing her significant contributions to theology and philosophy. Hildegard of Bingen's life exemplifies the fusion of faith, intellect, and creativity. Her visionary works continue to inspire and resonate, affirming her place as one of the most extraordinary figures of the Middle Ages. In the heart of the 13th century, a scholar emerged whose intellect and versatility would leave an indelible mark on science, philosophy, and theology. His name was Nasir al-Din al-Turk, a Persian polymath. He navigated tumultuous times to become one of the most influential figures of the Islamic Golden Age. Born in 1201 in Tars, Khorasan, present-day Iran, al-Tusi was immersed in a rich cultural and intellectual environment. He pursued studies in various fields, including mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, and medicine. His early education laid the foundation for a lifetime of scholarly achievements. Al-Tusi's work in astronomy led to the development of the Tusi couple, a geometric model that addressed complexities in planetary motion and influenced later astronomical models. Zigi il-Khani, a comprehensive astronomical table, became a reference for scholars for centuries. In mathematics, Al-Tusi made significant advancements in trigonometry, treating it as an independent discipline. His systematic approach and introduction of new concepts enriched mathematical understanding and education. Beyond the sciences, Al-Tusi engaged deeply with philosophy and ethics. His work, Akhlaq-i Nasiri, explored moral philosophy, integrating Islamic teachings with Greek philosophical thought. This synthesis provided a framework for ethical discourse in the Islamic world. Al-Tusi's legacy extends beyond his writings. He established the Perga Observatory, a center for astronomical research that attracted scholars from various regions. His methodologies and insights influenced both Islamic and European scholars, including Copernicus, who drew upon Al-Tusi's models in developing heliocentric theories. Nasir al-Din al-Tusi's life exemplifies the pursuit of knowledge amidst adversity. His contributions across disciplines underscore the interconnectedness of science, philosophy, and faith, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire. In the annals of scientific history, few figures embody the spirit of inquiry and interdisciplinary mastery as profoundly as Shen Kuo. A luminary of the Song dynasty, Shen's intellect traversed the realms of astronomy, geology, engineering, and beyond, leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of human knowledge. Born in 1031 in Kie, Kang'e, modern-day Hangzhou, Shen Kuo exhibited prodigious talents from a young age. His scholarly pursuits led him to excel in the imperial examinations, paving the way for a distinguished career as a government official, diplomat, and military strategist. His diverse roles provided him with a unique vantage point to observe and analyze the natural and political world. During a period of political exile, Shen Kuo penned his magnum opus, the Dream Pool Essays Mengshi Bed. This encyclopedic work encapsulates over 500 essays covering topics as varied as astronomy, mathematics, medicine, and art. Notably, Shen provided the earliest known description of the magnetic compass, elucidating its potential for navigation. He also documented the process of movable type printing, a revolutionary advancement in information dissemination. Shen's keen observations extended to geology and climatology. He hypothesized about land formation through sedimentation and erosion, and speculated on climate change based on fossilized bamboo found in regions where such plants no longer grew. His interdisciplinary approach exemplified a holistic understanding of natural phenomena. Shen Kuo's contributions laid foundational stones for various scientific disciplines. His methodical documentation and empirical analyses prefigured the scientific method, influencing generations of scholars. Today he is celebrated as a pioneer who bridged the gap between ancient wisdom and modern scientific thought. Shen Kuo's life and work serve as a testament to the boundless potential of human curiosity and intellect. His legacy endures, inspiring a continual quest for knowledge across the sciences and humanities. In the heart of medieval Al-Andalus, a physician emerged whose innovations would shape the future of medicine. Abu al-Qasim al-Zahrawi, known in the West as Al-Bukassis, is hailed as the father of modern surgery. His comprehensive medical texts and pioneering techniques laid the foundation for surgical practices that endured for centuries. Born in 936 CE near Córdoba, Spain, al-Zahrawi lived during the Islamic Golden Age, a period marked by significant advancements in science and culture. Serving as the court physician to Caliph al-Hakam II, he dedicated his life to the study and practice of medicine, emphasizing empirical observation and hands-on experience. Al-Zahrawi's magnum opus, Al-Tazrif Lay Mana Jaza an al-Talif, is a 30-volume medical encyclopedia, completed around the year 1000 CE. This extensive work covers various medical fields, including surgery, medicine, orthopedics, ophthalmology, pharmacology, nutrition, dentistry, childbirth, and pathology. The final volume, dedicated to surgery, is particularly renowned for its detailed descriptions and illustrations of over 200 surgical instruments, many of which al-Zahrawi designed himself. These tools and techniques were so advanced that al-Tasgrif became a standard reference in European medical schools for over 5 centuries. Al-Zahrawi introduced numerous surgical procedures and instruments that were groundbreaking for his time. He developed techniques for crushing bladder stones, removing tonsils, and treating dislocated shoulders. His methods emphasized the importance of cleanliness and caution, advocating for patient safety and comfort. Notably, he was among the first to describe the use of catgut for internal stitching, a practice that remains in use today. The impact of al-Zahrawi's work transcended cultural and geographical boundaries. Translated into Latin in the 12th century, al-Skeprith influenced European medicine profoundly. Surgeons and physicians across the continent adopted his methods, and his texts were integral to medical education well into the Renaissance. Al-Zahrawi's emphasis on empirical observation and practical application set a precedent for modern medical practices. Abu al-Qasim al-Zahrawi's dedication to the advancement of medical knowledge and surgical practice has earned him a place among the great pioneers of medicine. His innovative spirit and commitment to patient care continue to inspire medical professionals around the world. In the heart of the Renaissance, a figure emerged who would challenge the medical doctrines of his time and lay the groundwork for modern toxicology. Paracelsus, born Theophrastus von Hohenheim, was a Swiss physician, alchemist, and philosopher whose innovative approaches transformed the landscape of medicine. Born in 1493 in Einsiedeln, Switzerland, Paracelsus was introduced to the world of medicine and alchemy by his father, a physician and chemist. He pursued studies at various European universities, including the University of Ferrara, where he earned his medical degree. Dissatisfied with traditional teachings, he embarked on extensive travels, learning from miners, barbers, surgeons, and folk healers, integrating diverse knowledge into his medical practice. Paracelsus was a pioneer in applying chemistry to medicine, introducing the use of minerals and chemicals in treatments. He emphasized the importance of dosage, famously stating, "All things are poison, and nothing is without poison. The dose makes the poison," a principle that remains central in toxicology today. Rejecting the prevailing humoral theory, he proposed that diseases were caused by external agents attacking the body, advocating for targeted remedies. His work Die große Wundarznei, the Great Surgery Book, detailed surgical techniques and emphasized the importance of cleanliness in wound treatment, anticipating modern antiseptic methods. Beyond medicine, Paracelsus delved into alchemy and philosophy, introducing the concept of the tria prima, sulfur, mercury, and salt, as fundamental elements, representing combustibility, liquidity, and solidity, respectively. He believed that understanding these principles was key to comprehending the human body and disease. His holistic approach integrated science, spirituality, and nature, viewing humans as microcosms of the universe. Paracelsus's revolutionary ideas laid the foundation for modern pharmacology and toxicology. His emphasis on observation and experience over blind adherence to tradition influenced future generations of physicians and scientists. Though controversial in his time, his integration of chemistry into medicine and his challenge to established norms marked a significant shift towards empirical scientific methods. Paracelsus's life epitomizes the transformative power of challenging established beliefs and embracing interdisciplinary approaches. His legacy endures in the principles of modern medicine, reminding us of the importance of innovation, observation, and the courage to defy convention. In the vibrant tapestry of the Renaissance, few figures stand out as prominently as Girolamo Cardano, a physician, mathematician, philosopher, and astrologer. Cardano's insatiable curiosity and groundbreaking work left an indelible mark on multiple fields of study. Born on September 24, 1501, in Pavia, Italy, Girolamo Cardano was the illegitimate son of Fazio Cardano, a learned jurist and friend of Leonardo da Vinci. Despite a challenging childhood marked by illness and social stigma, Cardano pursued studies in medicine at the University of Pavia and later at the University of Padua, where he earned his medical degree. Cardano's most celebrated work, Ars Magna, the Great Art, published in 1545, is considered a cornerstone in the history of algebra. In this seminal text, he presented the solutions to cubic and quartic equations, building upon the work of predecessors like Scipione del Ferro. His methods laid the groundwork for the development of complex numbers and advanced algebraic theory. As a physician, Cardano was renowned for his diagnostic acumen and innovative treatments. He was among the first to provide a clinical description of typhus fever, contributing significantly to the understanding of infectious diseases. His medical writings emphasized empirical observation and the integration of various disciplines, reflecting his holistic approach to science. Cardano's intellectual pursuits extended beyond science and medicine. He delved into philosophy, astrology, and even the occult, embodying the Renaissance ideal of the polymath. His autobiography, De Vita Propria Liberi, the Book of My Life, offers a candid glimpse into his complex personality, detailing his achievements, struggles, and the turbulent events that shaped his life. Girolamo Cardano's multifaceted contributions have left a lasting legacy. His work in mathematics paved the way for future developments in algebra and probability theory, while his medical insights influenced generations of physicians. Cardano's life epitomizes the spirit of the Renaissance, a relentless quest for knowledge across diverse fields. In an era when the natural world was often misunderstood, one woman dared to observe, document, and illustrate its intricate beauty. Maria Sibylla Merian, born in 1647, merged art and science to revolutionize our understanding of insect life cycles. Born in Frankfurt, Germany, Maria was the daughter of Matthias Merian, a renowned engraver. After her father's death, her mother married Jacob Marol, a still-life painter who nurtured Maria's artistic talent. By age 13, she was studying silkworms, laying the foundation for her future entomological pursuits. In 1699, at the age of 52, Maria embarked on a self-funded expedition to Cyrene, South America, with her daughter Dorothea. Over 2 years, she meticulously documented the metamorphosis of tropical insects, challenging the prevailing belief in spontaneous generation. Her observations culminated in the 1705 publication of Metamorphosis Insectarum Cyreniensium, a work that combined scientific accuracy with artistic brilliance. Maria's illustrations were not only scientifically valuable, but also artistically exquisite. She depicted insects alongside their host plants, capturing the interconnectedness of ecosystems. Her work influenced both scientific illustration and the broader art world, inspiring future generations to appreciate the beauty. Maria Sibylla Merian passed away in 1717, but her legacy endures. As a pioneer who bridged art and science, she opened new avenues for understanding the natural world, leaving an indelible mark on both disciplines. In the annals of scientific discovery, few instruments have had as profound an impact as the barometer. The mind behind this invention was Evangelista Torricelli, a 17th-century Italian physicist and mathematician, whose work laid the foundation for modern meteorology and fluid dynamics. Born on October 15, 1608, in Faenza, Italy, Torricelli was the eldest of 3 children. Recognizing his aptitude for learning, his family sent him to study under his uncle, a Camaldolese monk. He later moved to Rome to study mathematics and physics under Benedetto Castelli, a student of Galileo Galilei. This mentorship would prove pivotal in shaping Torricelli's scientific pursuits. Torricelli is best known for inventing the mercury barometer in 1643. By filling a glass tube with mercury and inverting it into a dish, he observed that the mercury level dropped, leaving a vacuum at the top, a phenomenon that challenged the prevailing belief that nature abhors a vacuum. This experiment demonstrated that air has weight and that atmospheric pressure could be measured, revolutionizing the study of weather and laying the groundwork for fluid mechanics. Beyond the barometer, Torricelli made significant contributions to mathematics. He worked on the method of indivisibles, a precursor to integral calculus, and studied the properties of cycloids and parabolas. His work, Opera Geometrica, published in 1644, compiled many of his mathematical findings and further established his reputation in the scientific community. Torricelli's innovations extended to optics, where he improved the design of telescopes and microscopes by crafting superior lenses. His advancements in lens making contributed to more precise scientific observations. Tragically, his life was cut short when he died of typhoid fever on October 25, 1647, at the age of 39. Despite his brief life, Torricelli's contributions have had a lasting impact on science. Evangelista Torricelli's legacy endures through the instruments we use and the scientific principles he uncovered. His inquisitive mind and innovative experiments not only challenged existing beliefs, but also paved the way for future discoveries in physics and mathematics. The torr, a unit of pressure, stands as a testament to his enduring influence. In the realm of musical innovation, few names resonate as profoundly as Bartolomeo Cristofori. Born in 1655 in Padua, Italy, Cristofori's ingenuity led to the creation of an instrument that would revolutionize music: the piano. Cristofori's early years remain somewhat obscure, but his exceptional craftsmanship caught the attention of Prince Ferdinando de' Medici. In 1688, Cristofori was appointed to the Florentine court to care for the prince's collection of musical instruments, a position that provided him with the resources and environment to experiment and innovate. Dissatisfied with the limitations of the harpsichord, particularly its inability to vary dynamics, Cristofori sought to create an instrument capable of both soft and loud expressions. Around 1700, he developed the gravicembalo col piano e forte, literally a harpsichord with soft. This instrument, known today as the piano, utilized a hammer mechanism that allowed for dynamic variation based on the player's touch. Cristofori's innovation was not immediately embraced. The piano's complexity and the subtlety of its sound led many to overlook its potential. However, over time, the instrument gained popularity, eventually becoming central to Western music. Cristofori continued to refine his invention, with only 3 of his original pianos surviving today. These instruments are housed in museums in New York, Rome, and Leipzig. Despite initial indifference, Cristofori's piano laid the foundation for countless musical masterpieces and remains a testament to his visionary craftsmanship. Bartolomeo Cristofori passed away in 1731, but his legacy endures. The piano, born from his relentless pursuit of musical expression, continues to inspire and captivate audiences worldwide. In the heart of the Renaissance, a period teeming with artistic and scientific rebirth, emerged a figure whose work would lay the foundation for modern accounting and influence mathematical thought. For centuries, Luca Pacioli, a Franciscan friar and mathematician, seamlessly blended commerce, mathematics, and art, leaving an indelible mark on history. Born around 1445 in Borgo San Sepolcro, Tuscany, Pacioli's early education was rooted in the abacus schools of Italy, where practical mathematics was taught to the merchant class. His aptitude for numbers led him to Venice, where he tutored the sons of a wealthy merchant, further honing his mathematical skills. By 1475, Pacioli had joined the Franciscan order and began teaching mathematics at various Italian universities, including Perugia and Florence. In 1494, Pacioli published his magnum opus, Summa d'Arithmetica, Geometria, Proportioni et Proportionalità. This comprehensive work compiled all known mathematical knowledge of the time, covering arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and even practical applications for merchants. Notably, it included the first printed description of the double-entry bookkeeping system a method that revolutionized financial record-keeping by ensuring that every debit had a corresponding credit, thus maintaining balance in account. Pacioli's intellectual pursuits led him to Milan, where he became close friends with Leonardo da Vinci. Their collaboration culminated in the 1509 publication of De Divina Proportion, a treatise exploring mathematical proportions and their applications in art and architecture. Leonardo provided the intricate illustrations for the book, showcasing geometric solids and the human form, exemplifying the harmony between mathematics and art. Luca Pacioli passed away in 1517, but his influence endures. Often hailed as the father of accounting, his introduction of the double-entry system provided a structured approach to financial management that remains integral to accounting practices today. Moreover, his efforts to disseminate mathematical knowledge in the vernacular made complex concepts accessible, fostering a culture of learning and inquiry that propelled the Renaissance forward. Luca Pacioli's fusion of mathematics, commerce, and art exemplifies the interdisciplinary spirit of the Renaissance. His works not only advanced mathematical thought, but also provided practical tools that transformed economic practices. As we reflect on his legacy, we recognize the enduring impact of his contributions on both the sciences and the humanities. In the annals of scientific discovery, Jan Baptista van Helmont stands out as a visionary who bridged the gap between alchemy and modern chemistry. Born in 1580 in Brussels, van Helmont's inquisitive mind led him to explore the nature of substances, laying the groundwork for future scientific breakthroughs. Van Helmont pursued studies in philosophy, theology, and medicine, earning his medical degree from the University of Leuven. His early exposure to various disciplines fueled his holistic approach to science, where he sought to understand the underlying principles of nature through experimentation. One of van Helmont's most notable experiments involved planting a willow tree in a pot of soil, meticulously measuring the soil and water added over 5 years. He observed that, while the tree gained significant mass, the soil's weight remained largely unchanged, leading him to conclude that water contributed to the tree's growth. This experiment challenged prevailing notions of plant nutrition and emphasized the importance of empirical observation. Van Helmont also introduced the term gas to the scientific lexicon, derived from the Greek word chaos. He recognized that certain substances, like carbon dioxide, were distinct from atmospheric air, pioneering the study of gases and laying the foundation for pneumatic chemistry. Influenced by the works of Paracelsus, van Helmont believed in the concept of archeus, a vital force guiding bodily functions. He challenged traditional medical practices, such as bloodletting, advocating for treatments based on chemical remedies. His ideas, though controversial, spurred debates that eventually led to more scientific approaches in medicine. Jan Baptista van Helmont's integration of experimentation with philosophical inquiry marked a turning point in scientific methodology. His emphasis on observation and quantification influenced future scientists, including Robert Boyle, and contributed to the evolution of chemistry as a rigorous science. Van Helmont passed away in 1644, but his legacy endures in the principles that underpin modern scientific research. Jan Baptista van Helmont's relentless curiosity and innovative spirit exemplify the transformative power of scientific inquiry. His work not only expanded our understanding of the natural world, but also set the stage for future discoveries that continue to shape our lives today. In an era when women's roles were largely confined to the domestic sphere, Mary Somerville emerged as a beacon of intellectual prowess. Born in 1780 in Scotland, she defied societal norms to become one of the most respected scientific minds of the 19th, earning the title the Queen of 19th Century Science. Mary's early education was minimal, typical for girls of her time. However, her curiosity was insatiable. She taught herself algebra and geometry by candlelight, often facing opposition from her family. Her first marriage ended tragically, but her second husband, William Somerville, supported her scholarly pursuits, providing her with the freedom to study and write. In 1831, Mary published Mechanism of the Heavens, a translation and expansion of Pierre-Simon Laplace's work on celestial mechanics. This publication not only made complex astronomical concepts accessible to English readers, but also established her reputation in scientific circles. Her subsequent work on the connection of the physical sciences, published in 1834, was a bestseller and introduced the term scientist into the English language. Mary's writings bridged the gap between complex scientific theories and the general public, making science more approachable and fostering a greater appreciation for the interconnectedness of various scientific disciplines. Beyond her scientific endeavors, Mary was a staunch advocate for women's education. She believed that women were equally capable of intellectual achievements and should have access to the same educational opportunities as men. Her efforts paved the way for future generations of women in science. Mary's contributions were widely recognized. She was elected as an honorary member of several prestigious scientific societies, including the Royal Astronomical Society, making her one of the first women to receive such honors. Mary Somerville's legacy endures not only through her scientific writings, but also in the institutions that bear her name, such as Somerville College at the University of Oxford. Her life story continues to inspire, demonstrating that passion and perseverance can break through societal barriers. Mary Somerville's journey from a self-taught scholar to a celebrated scientist exemplifies the transformative power of education and determination. Her work not only advanced scientific understanding, but also championed the cause of women's rights, leaving an indelible mark on history. A trailblazer in mathematics and compassion. In the tapestry of scientific history, few figures shine as brightly as Maria Gaetana, born in 1718 in Milan, Italy. Agnese was a prodigious talent who, despite societal constraints, made significant strides in mathematics and devoted her later years to philanthropy. Agnese was born into a wealthy and educated family. By the age of 5, she was fluent in both Italian and French. Her linguistic prowess expanded rapidly. By 11, she had mastered Latin, Greek, Hebrew, Spanish, and German. Recognized as a child prodigy, she was often referred to as the seven-tongued orator. Her father, Pietro Agnesi, encouraged her intellectual pursuits, organizing gatherings where Maria would engage with prominent scholars. Despite her desire to enter a convent, her father's ambitions for her academic success prevailed, leading her to continue her studies at home. Agnese's most notable work, Istituzioni analitiche ad uso della gioventù italiana, Analytical Institutions for the Use of Italian Youth, published in 1748, was a comprehensive 2-volume textbook covering differential and integral calculus. It was acclaimed for its clarity and depth, making complex mathematical concepts accessible to students. Within this work, She discussed a particular cubic curve, which, due to a mistranslation, became known as the Witch of Agnesi. Despite the misnomer, the curve remains a significant topic in mathematical studies. Her contributions earned her recognition from Pope Benedict XIV, who appointed her to the chair of mathematics and natural philosophy at the University of Bologna, making her one of the first women to hold such a position at a university. Following her father's death in 1752, Agnesi shifted her focus from academia to theology and charitable work. She dedicated herself to studying religious texts and serving the poor. In 1771, she became the director of the Pio Albergo Trivilizio, a home for the elderly, in Milan, where she worked tirelessly to improve the lives of the less fortunate. Agnesi's commitment to compassion and service remained steadfast until her death in 1799. She passed away in the very institution she had devoted her life to, leaving behind a legacy of intellectual brilliance and humanitarianism. Maria Gaetana Agnesi's influence extends beyond her lifetime. An asteroid, 16765 Agnesi, and a crater on Venus bear her name, honoring her contributions to science. Her work continues to inspire mathematicians and advocates for women's education worldwide. Her life exemplifies the profound impact of combining intellectual pursuit with compassionate action, serving as a beacon for future generations. Maria Gaetana Agnesi's story is one of extraordinary intellect, resilience, and empathy. Her achievements in mathematics and her unwavering dedication to helping others underscore the enduring power of knowledge and kindness. In the annals of astronomy, few names shine as brightly as Caroline Herschel. Born on March 16, 1750, in Hanover, Germany, she defied the expectations of her time to become the first woman to receive a salary as a scientist and the first woman to hold a government position in Britain. Her journey from a sickly child to a renowned astronomer is a testament to resilience and passion. Caroline was the eighth child of Isaac Herschel, a musician in the Hanoverian Foot Guards, and Anna Ilse Moritzen. At the age of 10, she contracted typhus, which stunted her growth to just over 4 feet and left her with limited vision in one eye. Despite these challenges, her father recognized her intellectual potential and provided her with an education in languages and music, though her mother had other plans, aiming to make her a house servant. In 1772, Caroline moved to England to join her brother William, a musician who had turned to astronomy. There she began assisting him with his astronomical observations, marking the beginning of her illustrious career in science. Caroline's contributions to astronomy were groundbreaking. She discovered 8 comets, including the periodic comet 35P/Herschel-Rigolet, which bears her name. Her meticulous observations and cataloguing of nebulae and star clusters expanded the known universe of her time. In 1828, she was awarded the Gold Medal of the Royal Astronomical Society, making her the first woman to receive this honor. She also became the first woman in Britain to earn a living from astronomy, a significant achievement in an era when women were often excluded from scientific endeavors. After William's death in 1822, Caroline returned to Hanover, where she continued her astronomical work, verifying and expanding upon her brother's findings. She remained active in the scientific community, corresponding with other astronomers and contributing to various astronomical societies. Caroline's legacy is commemorated in several ways. An asteroid, 281 Lucretia, is named in her honor, and she was one of the 1,038 women represented in Judy Chicago's feminist artwork, The Dinner Party. Her life and work continue to inspire those who challenge the status quo and pursue knowledge. Caroline Herschel's story is one of perseverance, passion, and groundbreaking achievements. From a childhood marked by illness and societal limitations, to becoming a respected figure in the scientific community. Her journey exemplifies the power of determination and the pursuit of knowledge. In the tapestry of American history, few figures embody the spirit of self-reliance and intellectual brilliance as Benjamin Banneker. Born on November 9, 1731, in Baltimore County, Maryland, Banneker rose from humble beginnings to become a renowned mathematician, astronomer, and advocate for civil rights. Benjamin Banneker was born to Mary and Robert Banneker. His father was a freed slave, and his mother was of mixed African and European descent. Growing up on a 100-acre farm near the Patapsco River, Banneker had limited formal education. However, he was an avid reader and taught himself astronomy, mathematics, and other subjects. At the age of 21, Banneker constructed a wooden clock modeled after a borrowed pocket watch. Remarkably, this clock kept accurate time for decades, showcasing his ingenuity and mechanical skills. Banneker's interest in astronomy led him to study the stars and celestial events. In 1791, he assisted in surveying the land that would become the District of Columbia, contributing to the establishment of the nation's capital. He also published a series of almanacs between 1792 and 1797, which included astronomical calculations, weather predictions, and tide tables. These almanacs were widely distributed and praised for their accuracy. In 1791, Banneker wrote a letter to Thomas Jefferson, then Secretary of State, challenging him on the issue of slavery and advocating for the rights of African Americans. He included a copy of his almanac as evidence of his intellectual capabilities. Jefferson responded courteously, acknowledging Banneker's talents. However, historical records suggest that Jefferson later downplayed Banneker's abilities, reflecting the racial prejudices of the time. Benjamin Banneker's legacy endures in various forms. He is commemorated in the names of schools, parks, and streets across the United States. His life serves as a testament to the power of self-education and the pursuit of knowledge, regardless of societal constraints. His contributions to science and his advocacy for civil rights continue to inspire individuals striving for equality and intellectual achievement. Benjamin Banneker's story is one of resilience, intellect, and courage. In an era where opportunities for African Americans were limited, Banneker carved a path that not only advanced scientific understanding, but also championed the cause of human dignity and equality. In the realm of mathematical physics, few names resonate as profoundly. Born on March 21, 1768, in Auxerre, France, Fourier's journey from an orphaned youth to a revered scientist reflects a life dedicated to unraveling the complexities of heat, waves, and mathematical transformations. Joseph Fourier was the ninth of 12 children in his family. Orphaned by the age of 10, he was taken in by the Benedictine monks of the convent of St. Mark in Auxerre. Recognizing his intellectual potential, they provided him with an education that set the stage for his future endeavors. At 16, Fourier entered the École Royale Militaire in Auxerre, where he studied mathematics and science. His academic prowess led him to the École Normale Supérieure in Paris, where he became a student of renowned mathematicians such as Joseph-Louis Lagrange and Pierre-Simon Laplace. Fourier's most significant contribution to science was his work on heat conduction. In his seminal work, Théorie analytique de la chaleur, the analytical theory of heat, published in 1822, he introduced the concept of representing functions as infinite sums of sines and cosines, now known as Fourier series. This mathematical innovation provided a method to analyze heat diffusion and vibrations in various physical systems. Beyond heat conduction, Fourier's methods have become fundamental in signal processing, acoustics, and electrical engineering. The Fourier transform, a mathematical operation derived from his work allows for the decomposition of functions into their constituent frequencies, facilitating the analysis of complex signals. Fourier's influence extended beyond mathematics. He is also credited with the discovery of the greenhouse effect, recognizing that the Earth's atmosphere traps heat, a concept that has become crucial in understanding climate change. In 1798, Fourier accompanied Napoleon Bonaparte's Egyptian expedition as a scientific advisor. During his time in Egypt, he conducted extensive research and surveys, contributing to the understanding of Egyptian antiquities and geography. Upon returning to France, Fourier continued his academic career, serving as a professor at the École Polytechnique and later as the prefect of the Department of Isère. He remained active in scientific research until his death on May 16, 1830. Fourier's legacy endures through the widespread application of his mathematical techniques in various scientific and engineering fields. His work has paved the way for advancements in technology and our understanding of the natural world. Joseph Fourier's life and work exemplify the power of mathematical reasoning in deciphering the complexities of the physical universe. From the diffusion of heat to the analysis of signals, his contributions continue to shape the scientific landscape, underscoring the timeless relevance of his insights. In the annals of healthcare history, few names shine as brightly as Florence Nightingale. Born on May 12, 1820, in Florence, Italy, Nightingale's legacy as the founder of modern nursing continues to inspire and influence the field today. Raised in a wealthy British family, Nightingale was afforded a privileged education. Despite societal expectations for women of her status, she pursued a career in nursing, a profession then considered beneath her station. Her determination led her to study nursing in Germany, where she honed her skills and knowledge. In 1854, during the Crimean War, Nightingale was appointed to oversee the care of wounded soldiers at the Barrack Hospital in Scutari. Upon arrival, she was appalled by the unsanitary conditions and high mortality rates. Taking immediate action, she implemented strict hygiene protocols, improved sanitation, and organized the hospital's layout to reduce the spread of disease. Her tireless efforts earned her the nickname, "the Lady with the Lamp," as she made nightly rounds to tend to the soldiers. Within months, the death rate at the hospital plummeted from 42% to 2%, a testament to her effective reforms. Beyond her work in the Crimea, Nightingale was a pioneer in the use of statistics to improve healthcare. She introduced the polar area diagram, a form of statistical chart to illustrate the causes of mortality in the army. This innovative approach highlighted the impact of sanitary conditions on health outcomes. Her work led to widespread reforms in military and civilian hospitals, emphasizing the importance of sanitation, ventilation, and proper nutrition in patient care. After returning to England, Nightingale continued her advocacy for healthcare reform. In 1860, she established the Nightingale Training School for nurses at St. Thomas Hospital in London, the first secular nursing school in the world. Her curriculum emphasized the importance of hygiene, patient care, and the scientific approach to nursing. Florence Nightingale passed away on August 13, 1910, but her legacy endures. She is remembered not only for her contributions to nursing, but also for her role in elevating the status of women in the medical profession. Florence Nightingale's life is a testament to the power of compassion, innovation, and determination. Her unwavering commitment to improving healthcare has left an indelible mark on the world, ensuring that her influence will be felt for generations to come. In the annals of medical history, few names shine as brightly as Ignaz Semmelweis. Born on July 1, 1818, in Buda, Hungary, Semmelweis revolutionized obstetrics by introducing antiseptic procedures that saved countless lives. Semmelweis was the fifth of 10 children in a family of German descent. Initially studying law, At the University of Vienna, he switched to medicine after a year, earning his medical degree in 1844. His early career was marked by a keen interest in obstetrics. In 1846, Semmelweis was appointed to an obstetrics clinic at Vienna General Hospital. He observed a stark contrast in mortality rates between two clinics. The first, staffed by doctors and medical students, had a mortality rate of over 13%. The second, attended by midwives, had a rate of about 2%. This discrepancy led him to hypothesize that the cause of puerperal fever was related to the unwashed hands of medical personnel, transferring cadaverous particles from autopsies to patients. To test his theory, Semmelweis instituted a policy requiring all medical staff to wash their hands with a chlorinated lime solution before attending to patients. The results were immediate, and dramatic mortality rates in the first clinic plummeted to below 1%. Despite this success, his findings were met with resistance and skepticism from the medical community. Semmelweis faced significant opposition from his colleagues, leading to his dismissal from the hospital. In 1849, he continued to advocate for hand hygiene in Hungary, but struggled to gain acceptance. His mental health deteriorated under the strain of professional rejection and personal loss. In 1865, Semmelweis was committed to a mental asylum, where he died under tragic circumstances just 2 weeks later, possibly due to injuries sustained from a beating by guards. His groundbreaking work went largely unrecognized during his lifetime. It wasn't until years after his death that Semmelweis's theories gained widespread acceptance. The advent of germ theory by Louis Pasteur and the work of Joseph Lister provided scientific validation for his practices. Today, Semmelweis is celebrated as a pioneer of antiseptic procedures. His dedication to improving patient care has saved countless lives and continues to influence medical practices worldwide. Ignaz Semmelweis's life is a testament to the power of observation, perseverance, and the pursuit of truth in the face of adversity. His legacy endures in the sterile techniques that are now standard in medical practice, ensuring the safety of patients around the globe. In the quiet gardens of a Moravian monastery, a monk named Gregor Mendel embarked on experiments that would unravel the mysteries of heredity. Born on July 20, 1822, in Heinzendorf, Austrian Silesia, now Heinches, Czech Republic, Mendel's meticulous studies of pea plants established the foundational principles of genetics. Raised in a farming family, Mendel displayed an early interest in nature. After completing his schooling, he entered the Augustinian monastery in Brünn, now Brno, in 1843. There he adopted the name Gregor and began his theological studies. His monastic life provided him with the opportunity to pursue scientific research, particularly in the fields of physics and natural history. Between 1856 and 1863, Mendel conducted a series of experiments on pea plants in the monastery's garden. He focused on 7 characteristics: plant height, pod shape and color, seed shape and color, and flower position and color. By crossbreeding plants with different traits, Mendel observed the inheritance patterns of these characteristics. His experiments led to the formulation of 2 fundamental laws: the law of segregation, which states that each organism carries 2 alleles for each trait, and the law of independent assortment, which posits that genes for different traits are inherited independently of each other. Despite the significance of his findings, Mendel's work was largely ignored during his lifetime. His paper, Experiments on Plant Hybridization, published in 1866, went largely unnoticed by the scientific community. It wasn't until the turn of the 20th century that his work was rediscovered by scientists such as Hugo de Vries, Carl Correns, and Erich von Tschermak, who independently confirmed his results. Today, Gregor Mendel is celebrated as the father of modern genetics. His pioneering work established the principles of heredity that are fundamental to the study of biology. The Mendel Museum in Brno and the Mendel University of Agriculture and Forestry honor his contributions to science. Gregor Mendel's dedication to scientific inquiry, despite the challenges he faced, has left an indelible mark on the field of genetics. His legacy continues to inspire scientists and students around the world, reminding us of the profound impact that careful observation and experimentation can have on our understanding of life. In the early 20th century, a woman from Alabama revolutionized the way we drive in inclement weather. Mary Anderson, born on February 19, 1866, in Greene County, Alabama, is credited with inventing the first operational windshield wiper, a device that would become a standard feature in vehicles worldwide. Mary Anderson was raised on a plantation in Alabama and later moved to Birmingham in 1889. In Birmingham, she became a real estate developer, building the Fairmont Apartments on Highland Avenue. Anderson was also a rancher and a viticulturist, managing a cattle ranch and vineyard in Fresno, California. She returned to Birmingham in 1898 to care for an ailing aunt. In 1902, during a visit to New York City, Anderson observed a streetcar driver struggling to maintain visibility through a snow-covered windshield. The driver had to open the window and lean out to wipe the snow off, a method both inefficient and dangerous. Inspired by this, Anderson conceived the idea of a device that could be operated from inside the vehicle to clear the windshield. Upon returning to Birmingham, Anderson sketched her design, a lever inside the vehicle that controlled a spring-loaded arm with a rubber blade which would swing across the windshield to clear it. She applied for a patent, and on November 10, 1903, the United States Patent Office granted her U.S. Patent number 743,801 for her window cleaning device. Despite the practicality of her invention, Anderson faced significant challenges in getting it recognized and adopted. In 1905, she attempted to sell the patent to a Canadian manufacturing firm, but they rejected it, deeming it of no practical value. At the time, automobiles were not widespread, and the need for such a device was not apparent to manufacturers. As a result, Anderson never profited from her invention. The patent expired in 1920, and it wasn't until the 1920s that windshield wipers became standard equipment in vehicles, long after Anderson's patent had lapsed. Mary Anderson's contribution to automotive safety went largely unrecognized during her lifetime. However, in 2011, she was posthumously inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame, acknowledging her as the inventor of the windshield wiper. Today, her invention continues to be an essential component of vehicles, ensuring driver safety in adverse weather conditions. Mary Anderson's story is a testament to the power of observation and innovation. Her simple yet effective solution to a common problem has had a lasting impact on the world, reminding us that sometimes the most groundbreaking ideas come from everyday experiences. In the early 20th century, a woman working quietly at Harvard College Observatory uncovered a cosmic secret that would forever change our understanding of the universe. Henrietta Swan Leavitt, born on July 4, 1868, in Lancaster, Massachusetts, discovered a relationship between the luminosity and the period of Cepheid variable stars, a breakthrough that provided astronomers with a standard candle to measure vast cosmic distances. Leavitt was the daughter of a Congregational church minister and a schoolteacher. She attended Oberlin College for 2 years, before transferring to the Society for the Collegiate Instruction of Women, later known as Radcliffe College, where she earned a bachelor's degree in 1892. Although she studied astronomy during her time at Radcliffe, it wasn't until she joined the Harvard College Observatory as a computer in 1893 that her astronomical career began in earnest. At the observatory, Leavitt meticulously analyzed photographic plates of the night sky, cataloguing the brightness of stars. In 1908, she published a paper noting that the brighter Cepheid variable stars had longer periods of brightness cycles. This observation led to what is now known as Leavitt's law, a direct relationship between a Cepheid star's pulsation period and its intrinsic luminosity. This discovery was monumental. It provided astronomers with a method to determine the absolute brightness of Cepheid variables, allowing them to calculate their distances from Earth. This technique became a fundamental tool for measuring cosmic distances and understanding the scale of the universe. Despite the significance of her work, Leavitt's contributions went largely unrecognized during her lifetime. She faced challenges due to her progressive hearing loss and the societal limitations placed on women in science. It wasn't until after her death, in 1921, that the full impact of her discovery became apparent. In 1925, Swedish mathematician Gustav Mittag Leffler attempted to nominate Leavitt for the Nobel Prize in Physics for her groundbreaking work. However, he was informed that she had passed away 4 years earlier, as the Nobel Prize is not awarded posthumously. Leavitt's work laid the foundation for Edwin Hubble's discovery that the universe is expanding. By applying Leavitt's period luminosity relation, Hubble was able to determine that galaxies lie far beyond the Milky Way, fundamentally altering our understanding of the cosmos. Today, Leavitt's legacy is honored in various ways. The asteroid 52383 Leavitt and the lunar crater Leavitt are named in her honor, recognizing her pivotal role in the field of astronomy. Henrietta Swan Leavitt's quiet dedication and groundbreaking discoveries have left an indelible mark on the field of astronomy. Her work continues to inspire scientists and stargazers alike, reminding us that sometimes the most profound insights come from those who observe the universe with patience and precision. In the late 18th and early 19th centuries, a visionary English engineer embarked on a quest to understand the principles of flight. Sir George Cayley, born in 1773 in Scarborough, Yorkshire, is often hailed as the father of modern aviation. His groundbreaking work laid the foundation for the development of the airplane. Cayley was born into an aristocratic family and received a privileged education. His early exposure to scientific ideas, particularly through tutors who were fellows of the Royal Society, ignited his interest in the natural world. This curiosity led him to study various fields, including mechanics, optics, and notably the science of flight. In 1799, at the age of 26, Cayley made a significant contribution to aeronautics by engraving a silver disc with diagrams illustrating the forces of flight, lift, weight, thrust, and drag. This work marked the first time these forces were clearly defined and understood. Cayley also conceptualized the modern airplane, envisioning a fixed-wing flying machine with separate systems for lift, propulsion, and control. His experiments with gliders began in 1804, and by 1809, he had constructed a full-size glider that demonstrated the feasibility of controlled flight. Cayley's designs incorporated key elements such as a cambered wing, tailplane, and fuselage, which are fundamental to modern aircraft design. In 1853, Cayley achieved a milestone in aviation history by conducting the first successful manned flight in a heavier-than-air machine. A local boy was carried aloft in a glider designed by Cayley, marking a significant advancement in the pursuit of flight. Cayley's work laid the groundwork for future aviation pioneers, including the Wright brothers. His meticulous research and innovative designs have earned him a lasting legacy in the field of aeronautics. Sir George Cayley's contributions to aviation were not merely theoretical, they were practical and visionary. His understanding of the principles of flight and his innovative designs have had a profound impact on the development of modern aviation, inspiring generations of engineers and aviators. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, a woman from Massachusetts defied societal expectations to become a trailblazer in the field of geology. Florence Bascom, born on July 14, 1862, in Williamstown, Massachusetts, is celebrated as one of the first American women geologists. Her groundbreaking work in petrology and geomorphology has had a lasting impact on the field. Florence Bascom was the youngest of 6 children in a family that valued education. Her father, John Bascom, was a professor at Williams College and later became president of the University of Wisconsin. Her mother, Emma Curtis Bascom, was a schoolteacher and suffragist. Encouraged by her parents, Florence pursued higher education, earning a Bachelor of Arts in 1882 and a Bachelor of Science in 1884 from the University of Wisconsin. She continued her studies at the university, obtaining a master's degree in geology. In 1893, Bascom made history by becoming the first woman to earn a PhD in geology from Johns Hopkins University. At that time, the university did not admit female fellows, so she attended classes behind a screen to avoid distracting her male classmates. After completing her doctorate, Bascom taught at Rockford College in Illinois before joining the U.S. Geological Survey (USGS) in 1896. She became the first woman to be employed by the USGS, where she conducted extensive research on the crystalline rocks of the Piedmont region. In 1895, Bascom was appointed as the first professor of geology at Bryn Mawr College, where she established a comprehensive geology program that combined classroom instruction with fieldwork. Her mentorship inspired and trained many women to pursue careers in geology. Throughout her career, Bascom published over 40 scientific papers and was recognized as a leading expert in her field. In 1894, she became the first woman elected to the Geological Society of America. She also served as an associate editor for the journal American Geologist. Bascom's contributions to geology were not only scientific but also societal. She broke down barriers for women in science and education, paving the way for future generations of female geologists. Florence Bascom's dedication to science and education has left an indelible mark on the field of geology. Her legacy continues to inspire scientists and educators, reminding us of the importance of perseverance and passion in the pursuit of knowledge. In the early 19th century, a French woman defied societal norms to become the first female professional balloonist. Sophie Blanchard, born on March 25, 1778, in Troyes-Canons, France, captivated audiences across Europe with her daring balloon ascents. Her legacy as a pioneer in aviation continues to inspire. Sophie Arment, later known as Sophie Blanchard, was born into a Protestant family. Little is known about her early life, but in 1804 she married Jean-Pierre Blanchard, a renowned balloonist. Together they embarked on a journey that would elevate Sophie to international fame. In 1804, Sophie made her first balloon ascent with her husband in Marseille. Recognizing the novelty of a female aeronaut, Sophie began performing solo flights, captivating audiences with her courage and skill. She became known for her night flights and innovative use of fireworks during her ascents. Sophie caught the attention of Napoleon Bonaparte, who appointed her as the aeronaut of the official festivals. She performed at major events, including Napoleon's coronation and the birth of his son. After Napoleon's fall, King Louis XV continued to support her, naming her official aeronaut of the Restoration. On July 6, 1819, during a performance in Paris's Tivoli Gardens, Sophie launched fireworks from her balloon. The sparks ignited the hydrogen gas, causing the balloon to explode. Sophie fell to her death, becoming the first woman to die in an aviation accident. Sophie Blanchard's daring spirit and contributions to early aviation have left an indelible mark. She remains a symbol of courage and innovation, inspiring future generations of women in science and exploration. In the early 19th century, a visionary woman imagined a future where machines could perform complex calculations. Ada Lovelace, born Augusta Ada Byron, on December 10, 1815, in London, England, is celebrated as the world's first computer programmer. Her pioneering work laid the foundation for modern computing. Ada was the only legitimate child of the famous poet Lord George Gordon Byron and his wife, Lady Anne Isabella Milbanke Byron. Shortly after Ada's birth, her parents separated, and her father left England, never to return. Ada's mother, determined to prevent her daughter from inheriting her father's temperament, emphasized a rigorous education in mathematics and science. Despite frequent illnesses, during her childhood, Ada displayed a remarkable aptitude for mathematics. She was tutored by prominent figures, including mathematician Augustus de Morgan, who recognized her exceptional talent and analytical skills. At the age of 17, Ada met Charles Babbage, a mathematician and inventor known for his work on the difference engine, an early mechanical calculator. Fascinated by his ideas, Ada developed a close working relationship with Babbage, who referred to her as the Enchantress of Numbers. In 1842, Ada translated an Italian article about Babbage's proposed analytical engine, a more advanced computing machine. She supplemented the translation with extensive notes of her own, detailing how the machine could be programmed to calculate Bernoulli numbers. These notes are now recognized as the first computer program. Ada Lovelace's visionary insights extended beyond mere calculation. She foresaw the potential of computing machines to manipulate symbols and create music, anticipating modern concepts of general-purpose computing. Despite the analytical engine never being built in her lifetime, her work laid the groundwork for future developments in computer science. Ada passed away on November 27, 1852, at the age of 36. Over a century later, her contributions gained widespread recognition. In 1980, the U.S. Department of Defense named a programming language, ADAPA, in her honor, cementing her legacy as a pioneer in the field. Ada Lovelace's fusion of imagination and intellect allowed her to envision a future where machines could extend human capabilities. Her groundbreaking work continues to inspire generations of scientists, mathematicians, and technologists, reminding us of the profound impact one visionary individual can have on the world. In the early 20th century, a brilliant physicist made groundbreaking contributions to our understanding of atomic science. Lise Meitner, born on November 7, 1878, in Vienna, Austria, played a pivotal role in the discovery of nuclear fission, yet her name remains less known than her male counterparts. Lise Meitner was the third of 8 children in a Jewish family. Despite societal barriers, she pursued her passion for physics, earning her doctorate from the University of Vienna in 1906. She became the second woman to obtain a PhD in physics from the institution. In 1907, Meitner moved to Berlin to work with Max Planck and later collaborated with chemist Otto Hahn, marking the beginning of a 30-year professional partnership. Meitner and Hahn's collaboration led to significant discoveries, including the identification of the element protactinium in 1918. In 1926, Meitner became the first female professor of physics in Germany, However, the rise of the Nazi regime forced her to flee Germany in 1938 due to her Jewish heritage. She found refuge in Sweden, where she continued her research at the Nobel Institute for Experimental Physics. In December 1938, Hahn and his assistant Fritz Strassmann conducted experiments that produced unexpected results. Meitner, in collaboration with her nephew Otto Frisch, interpreted these findings and realized they had discovered nuclear fission, the splitting of an atomic nucleus. They published their explanation in early 1939, introducing the term fission to describe the process. Despite her critical role, Meitner was overlooked when Hahn received the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1944 for the discovery of nuclear fission. Nevertheless, she received numerous accolades later in life, including the naming of element 109 as Meitnerium in her honor. Meitner passed away on October 27, 1968, in Cambridge, England, leaving behind a legacy of scientific excellence and perseverance. In the annals of physics, few names shine as brightly as Qiansheng Wu. Born on May 31, 1912, in Lihu, China, she would rise to shape the world of nuclear science. Her groundbreaking work in nuclear physics earned her titles like the First Lady of Physics and Queen of Nuclear Research. Her contributions not only advanced science but also challenged societal norms. During World War II, Wu joined the Manhattan Project, contributing to the development of the atomic bomb. She worked on uranium enrichment and improved Geiger counters for detecting radiation. But her most notable achievement came in 1956, when she conducted the Wu experiment, an experiment that disproved the law of conservation of parity in weak nuclear interactions. This groundbreaking discovery revolutionized physics and earned her colleagues Tsung-Dao Lee and Chen-Ning Yang the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1957. Though Wu's critical role was controversially overlooked, despite facing gender and racial barriers, Wu's excellence was recognized through numerous awards. Among them, the Comstock Prize in Physics in 1964, the National Medal of Science in 1975, and the inaugural Wolf Prize in Physics in 1978. She was also the first female president of the American Physical Society. Wu advocated for women in science, emphasizing the importance of equal opportunities. She passed away on February 16, 1997, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire scientists worldwide. In the annals of computer science, few names shine as brightly as Grace Hopper. Born on December 9, 1906, in New York City, Hopper's pioneering work laid the foundation for modern programming languages. She revolutionized the way we interact with computers. Grace Brewster Murray Hopper exhibited an insatiable curiosity from a young age. Famously, she dismantled alarm clocks just to understand their mechanics. She pursued mathematics and physics at Vassar College, graduating in 1928. She earned her master's degree in mathematics from Yale University in 1930. By 1934, she had achieved a PhD in mathematics from Yale, becoming one of the few women of her time to do so. Hopper then joined the faculty at Vassar, where she taught until 1943. With the onset of World War II, Hopper joined the U.S. Navy Reserve. She was assigned to the Bureau of Ships Computation Project at Harvard University. There she worked on the Harvard Mark I, one of the earliest electromechanical computers. Hopper wrote the first comprehensive manual for the Mark I. She also coined the term debugging after removing an actual moth from the machine. Post-war, Hopper joined the Eckert-Mauchly Computer Corporation, contributing to the development of UNIVAC I, the first commercial electronic computer. In 1952, she developed the A0 compiler, a groundbreaking program that translated English instructions into machine code, making programming more accessible. Her work culminated in the development of Flowmatic. It directly influenced the creation of COBOL, Common Business-Oriented Language, a language that brought computing to the business world and is still in use today. Grace Hopper's contributions earned her numerous accolades, including the National Medal of Technology in 1991 and posthumously the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2016. She retired from the Navy as a Rear Admiral, one of the highest ranks attainable. Hopper's legacy endures, not only through the continued use of COBOL, but also in the inspiration she provides to generations of computer scientists and engineers. Institutions like Yale University have honored her by renaming Calhoun College to Grace Hopper College, ensuring that her pioneering spirit continues to influence future innovators. Hedy Lamarr, born Hedwig Eva Maria Keisler on November 9, 1914, in Vienna, Austria, was more than just a glamorous Hollywood actress. Behind her striking beauty lay a brilliant mind that contributed significantly to the development of modern wireless communication technologies. Raised in a well-to-do Jewish family, Lamarr showed an early interest in the arts and sciences. She began her acting career in European cinema, gaining notoriety for her role in the 1933 film Ecstasy. Fleeing an unhappy marriage to Austrian munitions dealer Friedrich Mandl, she moved to London, where she met MGM studio head Louis B. Mayer. He brought her to Hollywood, where she starred in films like Algiers, 1938, Boomtown, 1940, and Samson and Delilah, 1949, earning acclaim as one of the era's leading actresses. During World War II, Lamarr was deeply affected by the conflict and sought ways to aid the Allied forces. Collaborating with composer George Antheil, she developed a frequency-hopping communication system intended to prevent enemy interception of torpedo guidance signals. This innovative concept involved rapidly switching frequencies to avoid jamming, laying the groundwork for modern technologies like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. Although they patented the invention in 1942, it wasn't adopted by the military until years later. Despite her groundbreaking invention, Lamarr's scientific contributions were largely unrecognized during her lifetime. It wasn't until decades later that she received acknowledgement for her work. In 1997, she was honored with the Electronic Frontier Foundation's Pioneer Award, and in 2014, she was posthumously inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Lamarr passed away on January 19, 2000 in Florida, leaving behind a legacy that bridges the worlds of entertainment and technology. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, one astronomer's relentless curiosity unveiled one of the universe's most profound mysteries. Vera Rubin, born on July 23, 1928, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, was a pioneering astrophysicist whose work provided compelling evidence for the existence of dark matter, reshaping our understanding of the universe. From a young age, Rubin was captivated by the stars, often observing the night sky from her bedroom window. She pursued her passion academically, earning a bachelor's degree in astronomy from Vassar College in 1948, a master's from Cornell University in 1951, and a PhD from Georgetown University in 1954. Throughout her academic journey, Rubin faced and overcame significant gender-based barriers, becoming a trailblazer for women in science. Rubin's most groundbreaking work came in the 1970s when she studied the rotation curves of spiral galaxies. Contrary to Newtonian predictions, she observed that stars at the outer edges of galaxies rotated at similar speeds to those near the center. This anomaly suggested the presence of an unseen mass, what we now call dark matter. Rubin's meticulous observations provided some of the first robust evidence for dark matter, fundamentally altering the field of astrophysics. Throughout her illustrious career, Rubin published over 100 scientific papers and received numerous accolades, including the National Medal of Science in 1993. She was elected to the National Academy of Sciences in 1981 and became a symbol of perseverance and excellence in science. In honor of her contributions, the Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile was named after her, ensuring that her legacy continues to inspire future generations of scientists. In the realm of science, few have illuminated the intricate structures of life as profoundly as Dorothy Crowfoot Hodgkin. Born on May 12, 1910, in Cairo, Egypt, Hodgkin's pioneering work in X-ray crystallography unveiled the molecular architectures of vital substances, earning her the 1964 Nobel Prize in Chemistry. Raised in a family deeply engaged in archaeology and education, Hodgkin developed an early fascination with crystals and minerals. Encouraged by her mother, she pursued chemistry at Somerville College, Oxford, graduating with first-class honours in 1932. She then advanced her studies at Cambridge under the mentorship of John Desmond Bernal, focusing on the emerging field of X-ray crystallography. Hodgkin's application of X-ray crystallography led to groundbreaking discoveries. In 1945, she determined the structure of penicillin, confirming its Bart-Lactam ring, a revelation crucial for antibiotic development. Her most celebrated achievement came in 1956 with the elucidation of vitamin B2's complex structure, a feat that garnered her the Nobel Prize. Furthermore, after 35 years of meticulous research, she unveiled the structure of insulin in 1969, a milestone that significantly advanced diabetes treatment. Beyond her scientific triumphs, Hodgkin was a dedicated educator and mentor, inspiring countless students, including future UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. She received numerous accolades, such as the Order of Merit in 1965, becoming only the second woman to do so after Florence Nightingale. Despite battling rheumatoid arthritis from a young age, Hodgkin's unwavering commitment to science and her compassionate mentorship left an indelible mark on the scientific community. In the intricate world of genetics, one scientist's relentless curiosity, Barbara McClintock, born on June 16, 1902, in Hartford, Connecticut, was an American cytogeneticist whose work on maize led to the revelation of jumping genes, transforming our understanding of genetic behavior. McClintock's fascination with science emerged early, leading her to Cornell University, where she earned her B.S. M.E.A. Ph.D. in botany by 1927. At Cornell, she began her pioneering research on maize cytogenetics, developing techniques to visualize chromosomes and demonstrating genetic recombination through crossing over during meiosis. In the 1940s and 1950s, while studying maize, McClintock discovered that certain genetic elements could move within the genome, a phenomenon she termed transposition. These jumping genes challenged the prevailing belief of static genes and revealed a dynamic genome capable of regulation and adaptation. Despite initial skepticism from the scientific community, her findings laid the foundation for modern genetics and biotechnology. After years of underappreciation, McClintock's contributions gained recognition in the 1970s as molecular biology advanced. In 1983, she was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine, becoming the first woman to receive the honor unshared in that category. McClintock continued her research at Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory until her passing in 1992, leaving a legacy of perseverance and scientific excellence. In the annals of scientific discovery, few figures have been as pivotal yet under-recognized as Rosalind Franklin. Born on July 25, 1920 in London, Franklin's meticulous research in X-ray crystallography provided critical insights into the structure of DNA, laying the groundwork for one of the most significant scientific breakthroughs of the 20th century. Raised in a prominent Anglo-Jewish family, Franklin exhibited an early aptitude for science. She pursued her studies at Newnham College, Cambridge, specializing in physical chemistry. During World War II, she contributed to coal research, which earned her a PhD in 1945. Her postdoctoral work in Paris honed her expertise in X-ray diffraction techniques, setting the stage for her future contributions to molecular biology. In 1951, Franklin joined King's College London, where she embarked on a study of DNA fibers using X-ray diffraction. Her most notable achievement was photograph 51, an image that revealed the helical structure of DNA. This photograph became instrumental in the development of the DNA double helix model proposed by Watson and Crick. Despite the significance of her work, Franklin's contributions were not fully acknowledged during her lifetime. After leaving King's College, she continued her research at Birkbeck College, making significant strides in understanding the structures of viruses, including the tobacco mosaic virus. Tragically, Franklin's life was cut short when she died of ovarian cancer at the age of 37 in 1958. It wasn't until years later that the scientific community began to fully recognize her contributions. Today, Franklin is celebrated as a trailblazer in molecular biology, with numerous institutions and awards bearing her name, ensuring that her legacy endures. In the vast expanse of the cosmos, one woman's insight forever changed our understanding of the stars. Cecilia Payne-Gaposchkin, born on May 10, 1900 in Wendover, England, unveiled the true composition of stars, a revelation that reshaped astrophysics and challenged the scientific consensus of her time. From a young age, Payne-Gaposchkin exhibited a profound curiosity about the natural world. She earned a scholarship to Newnham College, Cambridge, where she studied physics and chemistry. Despite completing her studies, Cambridge did not award degrees to women at the time. Undeterred, she moved to the United States and enrolled at Radcliffe College, affiliated with Harvard, where she pursued her passion for astronomy. In 1925, Payne-Gaposchkin completed her doctoral thesis, Stellar Atmospheres, in which she proposed that stars are primarily composed of hydrogen and helium. This groundbreaking conclusion contradicted the prevailing belief that stars shared a composition similar to Earth's. Initially met with skepticism, her findings were later validated and recognized as a monumental contribution to astrophysics. Throughout her career, she catalogued over 3 million variable stars, providing invaluable data on stellar evolution. Despite facing gender-based barriers, Payne-Gaposchkin's perseverance led to numerous accolades. In 1956, she became the first woman to be promoted to full professor at Harvard's Faculty of Arts and Sciences, and later chaired the Department of Astronomy. Her legacy endures, inspiring generations of scientists and highlighting the importance of diversity in scientific inquiry. In the realm of mathematics, few figures have reshaped the landscape as profoundly as Emmy Noether. Born on March 23, 1882, in Erlangen, Germany, Noether's groundbreaking work in abstract algebra and theoretical physics laid the foundation for much of modern mathematics and influenced the development of quantum mechanics and general relativity. Emmy Noether was the daughter of mathematician Max Noether. Initially intending to teach languages, she shifted her focus to mathematics, studying at the University of Erlangen. Despite the gender barriers of her time, she earned her doctorate in 1907 with a dissertation on invariants of algebraic forms. Her early career was marked by unpaid positions, as women were largely excluded from academic posts in Germany. Noether's most celebrated achievement is Noether's theorem, which reveals a profound connection between symmetries and conservation laws in physics. This theorem has become a cornerstone in theoretical physics, underpinning much of our understanding of the natural world. In mathematics, she revolutionized abstract algebra, introducing new structures and concepts that have become fundamental in the field. Her work on ring theory, group theory, and module theory has had lasting impacts, influencing generations of mathematicians. In 1933, facing the rise of the Nazi regime, Noether emigrated to the United States, taking a position at Bryn Mawr College. There, she continued her research and mentored young mathematicians until her untimely death in 1935. Albert Einstein lauded her as a creative mathematical genius, and her legacy endures through the numerous concepts bearing her name and the continued relevance of her work in both mathematics and physics. In the chronicles of space exploration, few names shine as brightly as Katherine Johnson. Born on August 26, 1918, in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, Johnson's exceptional mathematical skills were instrumental in propelling the United States into the space age. Her story, once hidden, now serves as a beacon of inspiration for generations to come. From an early age, Johnson exhibited an extraordinary aptitude for numbers. She graduated from high school at 14 and earned degrees in mathematics and French from West Virginia State College by 18. In 1953, she joined the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics NECA, which later became NASA, embarking on a career that would break both sound and social barriers. At NASA, Johnson was part of the human computers team, performing complex calculations that were critical to the success of early space missions. Her work included calculating trajectories for Alan Shepard's 1961 mission, the first American in space, and verifying the orbital equations for John Glenn's 1962 flight, at Glenn's personal request. Johnson's calculations were also pivotal in the Apollo 11 mission, ensuring the safe landing. Return of astronauts from the Moon. Her meticulous work laid the groundwork for the Space Shuttle program and plans for missions to Mars. Despite the challenges of segregation and gender bias, Johnson's contributions did not go unnoticed. In 2015, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. Her life and achievements were brought to the forefront in the 2016 film Hidden Figures, inspiring countless individuals worldwide. Johnson passed away in 2020 at the age of 101, leaving behind a legacy that transcends numbers and reaches the stars. In the vast tapestry of mathematical history, Dame Mary Lucy Cartwright stands out as a pioneer who delved into the complexities of nonlinear systems, laying the groundwork for what we now know as chaos theory. Born on December 17, 1900, in Aynhoe, Northamptonshire, England, Cartwright's contributions have left an indelible mark on mathematics and physics. Cartwright's early education was marked by excellence. She attended St. Hugh's College, Oxford, where she was among the first women to receive a first-class honours degree in mathematics in 1923. After teaching for several years, she returned to Oxford in 1928 to pursue her DEn.Phil, and under the supervision of G. H. Hardy and E. C. Titchmarsh, completing it in 1930. Her thesis focused on the zeros of entire functions, a topic that would influence her future research. In the late 1930s, Cartwright collaborated with Jagger Littlewood to study nonlinear differential equations arising from radio and radar technology. Their work revealed complex behaviors in solutions which were later recognized as early examples of chaotic systems. This collaboration led to the development of Cartwright's theorem, providing significant insights into the behavior of nonlinear systems. Her research not only advanced pure mathematics, but also had practical implications in engineering and physics. Cartwright's achievements were groundbreaking, especially in an era when women faced significant barriers in academia. In 1947, she became the first female mathematician elected to the Royal Society. She later served as Mistress of Girton College, Cambridge, from 1949 to 1968. Her accolades include the Sylvester Medal in 1964 and the De Morgan Medal in 1968. In 1969, she was honored as a Dame Commander of the Order of the British Empire. The Cartwright passed away on April 3, 1998, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire mathematicians worldwide. In the annals of art history, few figures are as enigmatic and pioneering as Hilma af Klint. Born on October 26, 1862, in Solna, Sweden, af Klint's abstract works predate those of Kandinsky and Mondrian, positioning her as a forerunner of abstract art. Yet her contributions remained largely unrecognized during her lifetime. af Klint showed an early aptitude for art and science, studying at the Royal Academy of Fine Arts in Stockholm, where she graduated with honors in 1887. Initially, she produced traditional landscapes and botanical illustrations. However, her interests soon shifted towards spiritualism and the exploration of unseen dimensions, leading her to co-found the Five, a group dedicated to spiritual and artistic pursuits. Between 1906 and 1915, af Klint created the Paintings for the Temple, a series of over 190 abstract works inspired by spiritual visions. These paintings, characterized by bold colors, geometric shapes, and esoteric symbolism, were intended to convey complex spiritual ideas. Af Klint believed that her art was guided by higher spiritual beings and that it was meant for future generations. Consequently, she stipulated that her work should not be exhibited until at least 20 years after her death. Hilma Klint passed away in 1944, and true to her wishes, her work remained hidden for decades. It wasn't until the late 20th and early 21st centuries that her contributions gained widespread recognition. Major exhibitions, such as the 2018 Guggenheim Museum retrospective, have since celebrated her as a pioneer of abstract art. Today, af Klint's work continues to inspire and challenge our understanding of art and spirituality. If you enjoyed the journey, consider subscribing and giving the video a like. Your support helps us bring more stories to life.